Good day everyone, my name is John Jesus. Welcome to Maths World again. Now we are still on number based system. If you have not watched part 1, feel free to go and watch the part 1 and come back to part 2. This is the part 2 of this lecture. Now, in every state, in part 1 I've told you that we have many bases from base 2 to base 16 that we discussed. But in every state, there must be a governor, right? In every country, there must be a president. Even in the class that you are, there is a class rep, your class captain, your class monitor, right? Yes. Likewise, this one also, they choose a king to them. Who is now the king? The king is what? Base 10. The base 10 that I said it can also be called decimal or it can be called denary is their king. What does that mean? You know the reason why it is the king? Let me tell you. The reason why it is the king is that, the base 10, sorry, I did not put 10, base 10. The base 10, actually, the base 10 is the one that we use in this world. Like in everybody, all math questions you have been solving is in base 10 that you solve it. Maybe 2 times 2, 4, 2 times 7, 15, 2 times 7, 14, 2 times whatever we are doing. Maybe you are dividing, you are adding, you are subtracting, you are multiplying, anything you are doing, it is in base 10. Do you understand? That's why they choose base 10 over there. Now, you can only convert, and the rules of this base is that you can only convert other base to base 10 and never from other base to other bases. For instance, you can only convert base 2 to base 10 and convert base 10 to base 2. For instance, you can convert any base to base 10 and any base 10 to any base, but you cannot do base 2 to base 3 directly. Base 3 directly. You can't do base 3 to base 3 directly. But if they should ask you to do base 2 to base 3, what you should first do is to convert this base 2 to base 10, and from base 10 you convert it back to base 3. That's all. That's why we call it the king. I actually call it the king, the captain of the number bases, because we can only convert this to base 10. Whatever they want to do, you must report to this guy. But how is this base 10 normally works? Now let's go. Let's assume we have, remember I told you it is L numbers that you can just assume. Let's assume this number. Let me just assume this number. Remember in your primary school, whenever you want to convert, maybe you want to convert any number to this number to base 10, they will tell you to number from the back. They are right, but what is the source of that thing? It's not compulsory actually, but it is good if you can know. Now look at this number very well. You can see that this is how it is written, base 10. Let me put base 10 so that you know. And note, if no base is written under it, it is in base 10. If there is no base under it, it is actually in base 10. And if it is actually in base 10, you can solve it normally as normal math questions. Like 2 times 5, you can solve it anyhow. Do you understand? Yes. Now, what we can now say about this thing is that I can dissociate this guy. Like I can split it into what? If you should call this, you know that this is 101,249, right? So you say that this is 100,000 plus 00000, but we don't need that, plus 1,000 plus 200 plus 40 and plus 9. You can see I've dissociated, like I have split it into its components. Now, what is now the common things? I can represent each in standard form, right? What is now the standard form? For this one now, I can represent it as 1 times 10 raised to power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 raised to power 5 plus 0 times 10 raised to power 4, but leave it, it's just invalid. It doesn't mean we don't need it. Plus 1 times 10 raised to power 3 plus 2 times 10 raised to power 2 plus 4 times 10 raised to power 1 plus 9 times 10 raised to power 0. Remember, 10 raised to power 0 is 1. Is 1. Now, we can see that I have represented this. So what's now the relationship that this one have this? All these 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, they are the base. Why this power ought to be on top? How can we do that? Okay, let me number it from the back. We can see that we achieve what we achieved. Like for real, this is 10. That's actually what they tell you in school. So this is how they actually formulate it. Now see, that's how it actually works. Now we are now going to be converting from other base to what? To decimal, and decimal is what? Base 10. Question comes, convert 1001 base 2 to what? To base 10. Now let's go. How do you do that? Remember, you number from the back like the one I did earlier. You number from the back 0, 1, 2 and 3. That's the first step. The second step, you will now start doing it. Remember how I did it? 1 times the base was 10. I want not to rub it, but leave it. 1 times the base is what? 2 raised to power 3. Close the bracket, plus the next one is 0. 0 times 2 raised to power 2 plus 0 times 2 raised to power 1 plus 1 times 2 raised to power 0. You can see how it works. It's very simple. Just take the first number times the base. The power is what you now put on the top of the base. Please don't put it here. Put it on the top of the base and do it for the second one, which is 0 times the base is 2 and 2 raised to power 2 and the next one like that. Do you understand? Now let's go. 1 times 2 raised to power 3 is what? What? Can you guess? You are right. It's 8. Don't say that 2 raised to power 3 is 2 times 3 is not equal. 2 raised to power 3 doesn't equal. 2 raised to power 3 means 2 times 2 in 3 places. You are multiplying 2 by itself in 3 places. And 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2, 8. So probably is what? Is 8. Do you understand? That is 2 raised to power 3. 2 raised to power 4 will now be what? What can you? Yeah, what can it be? 2 in 4 places. Thank you. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 in 4 places. 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 2, 16. That is 2 raised to power 4 and so on. Likewise, 3 also. All numbers that carry power. That's how they work. Let's go. 0 times 2 raised to power 2 is what? 2 times 2. 2 in 2 places. That's what? 4 plus 2 raised to power 1 is what? Is 2. Because it is only just one number. And any number raised to power 0 is 1. If you want to know this, go and check my video. There is link. I will post the link up there so that I will tell you why 2 raised to power 0 is 1. Okay. 1 times 8 is 8. 0 times 4 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. Now let's add. 0 plus 0, 8 plus 0, 8. 8 plus 0, 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. But remember to put your base 10. Do you understand? Let me now ask you, which base can I give it? I can give it base 8. Remember, I must not give it base 7 or less than base 7. So let me give you base 8. Now, that's why I said you can choose your question by yourself. You can derive your question by yourself once you know how it works. Now, let's go. You number from the back. That's the first law. Number from the back and start solving. 1 times the base here is 8. So I'm not going to use 8. I'm not going to use 2 that I used here because the base here is 2. I used 2. The base here is 8. I'm using 8. Raised to power 2 plus this 7 times this base 8 raised to power 1 plus this 3 times this 8 raised to power what? 0. And that is that. Now, who can now tell me 8 raised to power 2? Correct. 64 is not 16. Remember what I told you is 8 in 2 places. 8 times 8 is 64. Plus 7 times 8 raised to power 1 is what? 8. And 3 times 8 raised to power 0. Remember I told you any number raised to power 0 is what? 1. Even 1 million raised to power 0 is 1. 5 raised to power 0 is 1. Any number raised to power 0 is 1. Now let's go. 1 times 64 is 64. 7 times 8, 56. And 3 times 1 is 3. Now let's add these together. 64 plus 56, that should give you 120 plus 3, that's 123 base 10. Do you understand now? That's how it is being solved. Now let me give you, we have come to the end of today's class, so let me just give you questions, the top 3 questions that you will solve, and you will write it in the comment. So you just convert the following to base 10, this base 6 to base 10, this base 9 to base 10, base 2 to base 10. You can go further. Base 11 to 16 is there. Now like, subscribe, share with your friend and comment. Do you understand? Thank you.